everybody. As you guys saw from the title of the video, it is me here today to give you guys a quick little tips and tricks, a little fun video here for another episode of Vlogmas. I was pity-pat pondering through my head, like I always am when you guys see me in this setting. Don't mind my shoes. I remember when I was this girl. And now I'm here. And my whole channel started off being like a natural hair channel and all this kind of stuff. Like I like to tell you guys and all that kind of good jazz or whatever. But I really have never gone back to the beginning. I told you guys I didn't really do a big chop and all this kind of stuff. But I never really sat down and gave you guys like the real deal, one-on-one, what I would do. I've made videos where I do hair flops, but literally sometimes I think people think that I'm staging a hair fail or something because my hair doesn't look the same the next day. But in reality, I kind of plan to fail at a hairstyle a lot of times and make backup plans. Or I want to try a new hairstyle and I was just going to record it here so you guys can see too. Let me show y'all what we're kind of going for. One thing about me as well, I don't know how to braid or anything on my scalp, so this is gonna be a bit of a challenge for what I want to do today. The goal is, I love the mini twist. I talked about how I'm gonna have that a similar style to that. I want to do this kind of thing right here on the top of my head, like a little flat twist situation, and then like mini twist in the back, right? And that's the gag. I don't know how to flat twist though. I found this tutorial where this lady's like kind of showing how she flat twists, but I'm probably gonna look up a different tutorial on how to flat twist. We're gonna do that all while I tell you guys if I were to go natural for the first time today, what I would do. I hope you guys do like this video. If you do, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified when I post. Be a part of the village, be part of the family, and if you want to stalk and stick around, all my social media will be right here, as well as linked in the description below. And with all that being said, we're going to hop into this video. So the tools that I am using: duck clips, a rat tail comb, a what is that called? A claw clip, a water bottle, a spray water bottle, a edge brush, some gel, and the star of the show, Texture ID butter. I want to work with so many hair brands next year. I washed my hair. I really shampooed and co-washed more so. Oh my gosh, y'all. First of all, let's talk about how long my hair is just getting. What I've been seeing everyone doing, which is what we're gonna start off, is I'm gonna just part my hair down like I would to get the sides, and we're gonna tie the back up and worry about it in a little bit. I'm not good at parting. This is gonna have to do. The confidence, how did it go from feeling so good to feeling so poor? So something that I would super say, if I was starting my natural hair journey from today, and this was my first step, I would look into what I want from my natural hair journey. That's the first step. You can go on journeys with your natural hair to like grow out your hair, to make your hair healthier. Some people do it just because they want to find what their hair texture is. So whatever the reason is, if I was starting today, I would definitely say that that is the first thing that I would tell anyone to do. And I say this because, like I've said in a previous video, if you know a why and you're not just doing it because it's like trendy or something, it's a lot easier for you to stick with it because it gives what you're doing a little bit more of a purpose tailored to you and for you. My why was because I wanted my hair to be healthier. I felt like when there came a point in time where I really just wanted to wear my natural hair out. I wanted to wear my natural curl and see what that was. I was not able to do that with like how I was taking care of my hair. And so I knew that I needed to start on a journey, a natural hair journey, to ensure that I was getting my hair to the best possible state, to see what my actual hair texture was, and like kind of starting off from there. Once I knew what my hair texture was, or once I could like more so see that, okay, so I just tied the back of my hair up, and now we're gonna go into the actual parting. For me, when I started, I thought that my hair texture was something very different than my hair texture actually. I had to go through a stage of growing out the portions of my hair that had been permed, and from that it was making like my natural hair a lot looser. I thought this was going to be my hair texture forever, and that ended up not actually being my hair texture. My hair texture is a little tighter than this, and this also was my hair when, I can tell you guys, I remember I was using coconut oil based products during this time, and my hair felt so incredibly greasy and oily because of how much product I was using to try and keep some shape and definition in my head. That wasn't it for real at all. That was just what I was doing because it helped me keep the texture in my hair that I wanted. But that is also what I had to learn, is that the texture that you want your hair to be might not be the texture that your hair is. So many of us, me myself included, fall in love with like hair influencers and stuff like that, and literally nothing wrong with that. It kind of like jades your opinions and your thoughts about what your hair texture and stuff like that naturally is. I just really had to understand what my texture is. But I'm saying all this to say, when you go natural, my first step is, if I was to go natural today, I would literally think about, what do I want from this journey? Do I want to find my hair texture? My reason, do I want my hair to be healthier because the texture that maybe it once was is not that texture anymore because you've like permed it or manipulated it or something like that? You know, whatever the reason may be, you need to find that reason so that you have like a guiding star. The next thing that I would say, if you were going natural, is to find someone who has, if you were to guess, if you have no idea what your hair texture is, find someone who you could see, maybe from people around you, from your family, something like that, whose hair textures are similar, or someone who is a role model that you can take inspo from in their hair. I say this because this will allow you to find hairstyles you didn't think of before previously. This will open up the gateway for you to trying out new products. When I was going natural, I looked into several people who I thought had similar hairstyles or hair types to me, and I looked at the products that they were using. I looked at the hairstyles that they were doing. That really put a battery in my back, more so, to get into finding hairstyles and looks that could potentially work for me. This is how I learned how to do a wash and go. More specifically, this is how I learned how to perfect my wash and go. But it's just because I was using the wrong products. I was using products that weren't heavy enough. I was using products that like they weren't holding and all this kind of stuff, and blaming myself for it. That's something that I would say is to find an inspiration for you. Another thing I would emphasize, if you are someone who is thinking about going natural and you just need that extra little jump of faith or whatever, is you need to know that if you try and go natural and it looks completely terrible, you can always go back to doing exactly what you were doing. The saving grace, in a way, about being someone who is natural is that your hair can quite literally always be permed again or be whatever it is you were doing to it again. But to go natural, you do have to just start somewhere. When I was attempting to go natural, one of the things that I was just super worried about is the growing out process of my hair. But in reality, I also had to tell myself, like, it's a process, but the process is gonna have to start if you want to start. That's literally what I had to tell myself in going natural. That's what I had to tell myself when I colored my hair. That's what I had to tell myself. You can always go back. You can always do the thing that, you know, you were at before, except if you perm your hair, you can't like unperm your hair. You just then have to grow it out. You've already done your worst. You know what I mean? You've already done your worst. Okay, I'm about to look up a flat twist tutorial from no other than Will.
Clamp, scoop and pinch, clamp, reset, twist, clamp, scoop and pinch, clamp, and then reset.
Okay, and so also we're gonna basically like, we're trying to flat twist a mini twist. I'm also making this video to show you guys, like, the natural hair process is literally a journey. That is my next step for you guys to know. If you are someone who is thinking about growing natural, just know that you will always have to learn how to do your hair. Everything will not be perfect the first time around, nor should you worry about it being. Like, learning how to do your hair is such a process, y'all. This did not flat twist at all on my head. So if you're someone who is thinking about going natural, just know it's a process. Like, if you don't know how to do something, for me, my kryptonite is literally is braiding. I don't know how to braid my hair. I don't, like, it's just not something that comes naturally to me. This isn't tight again. But anyway, yes, so hold on, let me get this first twist in and I will show you what I'm trying to do. I'm back and I've done two. Now, let me tell y'all, these are not good flat twists. I still am going to have to perfect this for sure. Okay, I'm back. If you guys can see up at the top, I have kind of flat twisted. I was getting like the hang of it, so I redid some. This is where I'm going to be transparent with y'all. This is where editing definitely comes into place, because it just took me an hour, maybe an hour and 10. But now we're gonna do the back of my head. Random bonus tip that I have for y'all: if you're ever wanting to like do the back of your hair but you can't see, they have these 3-way mirrors. Oh my god, actually, hold on, wait, this kind of cute. If the curls were curling, okay, wait, I might do a little curly flat twist. If you ever don't know what to do necessarily, you can get a mirror and like go to the back of your head to make sure that you are making straight lines. I don't have a mirror, so I've been using my phone and this little tripod attachment. If I was going natural for the first time, I think that something that I really didn't understand, but that I had to really understand, is that this is my hair, right? Like, unless I'm gonna go to Turkey and get a hair transplant like the boys, then this is the hair I'm going to have literally the rest of my life. I can't see. More styles and stuff that I like and that I personally feel like are going to look good on my head. You really need to understand is that this is your head of hair, right? This is the hair you're gonna have the rest of your life. So if your hair is something that's like important to you, maybe take more stock in doing it. My biggest tip that I can give to anyone is that really your natural hair journey is, like I said earlier, it's a journey, and it's something that I think you want to look back on and say that you enjoyed. The hair journey, more so than anything, is just a place for people to understand that, like, this is where I've come from, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be. When I started YouTube and started doing hair content more so, I really just wanted to understand my own hair, and I wanted to fall in love with my own hair the way I saw people falling in love with their hair when they were on here and just talking about like natural hair and like all this kind of stuff. I still very much so want to like fall in love with my natural hair. I definitely love my natural hair. I love the versatility that it gives me. I love that I have found a passion in a journey of something that's like, I did not have to buy. I have to invest in my natural hair, obviously, but not invest in a sense of, I don't have to pay money to love my hair. I love my hair like you guys saw when it was coming out of the towel, and it took me a very long time to love my hair. I grew up in a very like suburban, there were a lot of like white people, but there's also a lot of ethnicity. There just weren't a lot of brown people with my kind of hair. The journey of loving my hair when I was little was kind of rough. I didn't really like my hair texture. I didn't like a lot of stuff about it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like not liking myself. I think that I've talked about things like not liking my weight and not liking like different things that I have a big play in. I'm not anti-relaxer or anything like that. I don't want to start that agenda or propaganda or nothing like that. I just am I like people liking themselves for who they are and for what they are in whatever form, facet that may come in, if you're not being harmful to somebody else, right? This journey for me has been a lot about liking my hair, and I don't know, I felt really compelled to come on here and to just give you guys like tricks or just talk about things that I wish I knew if I was starting my hair journey today. I could give you guys the same basic tips, you know, that I feel like you always see: understanding your hair porosity, understanding your hair type, knowing the difference, knowing what types of products your hair likes, what products your hair doesn't like, using the LOC method to apply your products, which is something that I used to stand very heavily by, especially at the beginning, is finding a routine. That's another tip that I could actually give you guys, is make a hair routine for yourself. Make a schedule. If you know that Sundays are your days that are least busy, make Sundays your wash days. Make Sundays your treatment days. Much like a lot of things, having a hair routine, important. It's crucial. Your hair is it's a living thing. Like, it's a growing thing that also needs routine and structure to grow. Having a routine, having a hair calendar, if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean like maybe picking on the 1st and the 15th of every month you're gonna deep condition. On the 3rd of the month you're gonna do a hot oil treatment. Just stuff like that, picking a day out of the week that you know you can dedicate time to your hair, and this is going to make a big world of a difference, I personally feel. Okay, but I gotta lock in again really quick because this is taking a lot longer. last row. As we're coming to the end of this hair, I wanted to come on here. I wanted to wrap up kind of the overall feel of this video. If you are someone who is looking to start your natural hair journey, my biggest tip for you, my biggest tip would just be to go unapologetically into the styles that you feel like you like. Go into the things that may not be like this is completely me, but this is something that I think is cute. We put a lot of stake into our hair and into the familiarity that it comes with that, but don't be afraid to try new things. It's like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago at this point, I started dyeing my hair, coloring my hair for the first time in my life, and it was something that I always was scared of. I couldn't do this. This isn't for people like me. This isn't whatever. And I thought that about my natural hair at one point too. I thought that I couldn't have natural hair. I thought that my natural hair would never be beautiful. It would never be pretty. It would never be what everybody else's hair is like. And you know, the gag is like, it didn't have to be. If I were to start my natural hair from day one, I would start over and tell myself, it's okay to try new things. I'm gonna retwist this little flat twist at the top because it's not too tight. It's okay to try new things. It's okay to not know what you're getting yourself into, and at the end of the day, the worst that could happen is you just go back to what you were doing. Never be afraid to try new styles, to see what might be out there for you. I wish that I had someone who would have told me this a lot sooner. And there are the girlies who are on the internet and who are saying these things, and sometimes it's hard to listen. But like, I'm telling y'all, they're cooking. It truly is just about you getting started where you think is going to, you know, be the best, and you can do it. To all my young girlies out there who are, you know, nervous about your natural hair, just know that people have been doing it a long time. There's so much content on the internet now. You can find so many influencers. You can find me, you can find other people if you don't like these types of videos, and you will find someone that will allow you to know a lot and to grow in your natural hair journey and just like make you fall in love with the process again. So if I were to start over all again, these are things that I wish someone would have told me. These are things that I wish I would have known, so I felt more secure in my styles and in the journey that I was about to go on. And this is the finished style for the next 2 weeks. Kind of gassed. Let me show you. These flat twists could have been better, so don't judge me my first time. And here is the back. Don't be afraid to try new things, to try new styles, to experiment, because you might find something that you really enjoy. You might find something that you really like, and it'll help you. It'll help your hair. It'll help your hair growth if that's one of your goals and everything. Just remember that. And I'm done for the day. So I wanted to show you guys that sometimes trying new things is hard. It just took me 3 hours to do this, and difficult, yeah, but am I gonna be a lot thankful for it later? Yeah, because this is something I've been wanting to do and been super scared because I didn't have the courage to do it, and here we are. That is it for this episode of Vlogmas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Like always, if you like this video or you like other content you see here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified when I post. If you want to stalk and stick around, all of my social media will be right here, as well as linked down in the description below. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.